Last week, we learned about the crust, the mantle, the outer core, and the inner core. Now, this is where it's weird. How do we know about those layers? How did we learn about the mantle? Because we can't dig. There's no way for us to take a shovel and dig to the mantle. It's too far. Instead, we learned about it because of earthquakes. What is an earthquake? An earthquake is when it shakes. The ground shakes and it makes waves. And those waves go through the earth all the way to the other side. And it helps us see where they bend and move. And we know that it changes inside of the earth. The waves go faster if it's dense or solid. The waves go slower if it's a liquid. And so if you've ever had an X-ray where you can see your bones without cutting, that's what we do with the earth. We can see inside the earth without digging or cutting it open. Why is the inside of earth hot? Why is it hot? 4.5 billion years ago, all of the matter smashed together and it created what we call friction. It's hot. And so that's one of the reasons. It was hot from 4 billion years ago and it's still hot today. What is the crust made out of? The crust is made out of mainly two things: silicone and oxygen. And we're going to talk a lot more about those in the next chapter. If you put silicone and oxygen together, you get sand. It's actually what we call a mineral, and its name is quartz. Silicone plus oxygen equals quartz or sand. Not all crust is the same. Some crust is thick and old, and that makes up the continents, like North America. And some of the crust is thin and young, and that makes up the ocean floor. There's rock underneath the Pacific Ocean, but it's much thinner, only 5 kilometers. The rock under the mountains can be 70 kilometers. How does the mantle move? We call this convection. Convection is when hot mantle goes up and cold mantle goes down, and it goes hot and cold and hot and cold over and over, and it's called convection. Hot, cold, hot, cold. Hot goes up, cold goes down. And that has to do with density, just like the layers. And that is what helps move the crust on top, which is broken.